All right. Looking at the game, like I said last night, it was basically came down to turnovers and big plays in the game. It was a close game throughout. Back and forth. 2 turnovers. I thought in the first half would have been really positive for us. The 4th down fumble and also the fumble snap going in the other end zone, which could have came up real positive for us and has an opportunity to convert. We was running the football the way we expected it, and we was doing some good things. Had opportunities on some pass plays to also convert on some touchdown situations. We had drops in that situation, so those are things that kind of get you a little bit. You say, turnovers, and you have some drops in the game, and you're dependent on your players to make those type of plays, and their players made some of those plays in the game, and our guys did not make those plays in the game, and I think that was the difference in the game. First half, Steven done a great job, I think, of orchestrating what he had to get done in the game, and came back out, and they had a perfect call when he threw the interception. We was down 24-17, and can't turn the football over.
That drive before, I guess, where Steven had a couple of chances where Travis didn't make the catch. Do you feel like after that drive maybe he was pressing a little too much the next drive?
No, he didn't press. He did some good things in that drive. I mean, he had a big pass play and to, I think, Hankerson one time, and that one got called back. So, I mean, he didn't press. It was either trying to convert. It was a situation that we was just threw the ball deep a couple times. Now we're trying to get some underneath one-on-one stuff, and they ran man coverage. And the guy just stepped into the ball. Steven misread it. It was a good disguise by them. And, they converted on a big play.
The drops, Randy, this late into the season, how frustrating
I can't.
Is that?
George, you know what, I can't even tell you why. You know what? I mean, it is, Travis had one. Darius had one in the end zone. Guys got to make plays like that. I mean, those ain't, everybody going to say, well, your coaches have to do these things. Coaches call plays to put guys in perfect situations. It was a perfect situation. Travis running downfield by himself on the sideline. Hankerson in the end zone. Balls touched some guys' hand. They had a chance to catch it, and they didn't make the play. So, you can't, you just have to, the guys we have on the team is what we have right now. That's why we recruit. That's why we try to get better each year. That's why we put pressure on guys. And, those guys have done a great job this year for us, Travis and AD. But we have to continue to get those guys to stay focused all the time. And that's the way it bounces right now.
Do you ever express to them, maybe after the game or today, hey, we put you in the right position, you guys got to execute it?
We do it all the time. I mean, it's not a deal where you sit back and you just say it once or twice. All season long, guys have opportunities to make catches and give us big plays. They haven't. And some of them have. Travis has made some big plays this year for us. I'm not saying he hasn't made a big play on the flea flicker, which I thought was a tremendous play. But, now make those other catches in the game, and you'll separate yourself as being, I always say, you want to separate yourself to being, a big-time guy at any sport or anything you do. You got to come up with those catches. And he knows it. He knows it all the time, and we always going to get on him about those things.
You talked a lot about inconsistency. You've obviously stressed it to the guys. How frustrating is it that they're not picking up what you keep telling them?
Hey, I mean, it ain't inconsistent. I think those guys played hard this game. It wasn't inconsistent this game. This guy's making plays. I mean, guys played hard. Defense had the one big play in the run and then the other big play in the pass. Those two plays, but for the most part, I think defense tackled well. They was, getting sacks, caused a turnover. I think they really got out to Tyron a little bit more than most teams probably did in the country. And offensively, we ran the football well. We had some good plays throwing it. But, you got to make plays when you have opportunities to, and we didn't make plays when we had opportunities to.
Why do you think we have been susceptible this year? There's been I think 5 runs this year of 70 yards.
Don't know, George. I really don't know. That's the frustrating thing about it. You're trying to figure it out. It's a different defensive call. It's not the same defense, and they're not the same players who are making the mistakes. And, like anything, I think when guys press hard, George, they tend to try to compensate for somebody else, and that's when bad things happen.
So they were out of position, basically?
Yeah. Anytime you give up a big play, somebody's always out of position. That's always happens. It's not a defensive call. It's just somebody out of position. And, you know, like anything, is execution on game day. That's the thing that you have to do, both offensively and defensively, and it happens.
I guess part of the frustrating thing, also, Randy, is that I guess you could forgive Steven for some of his mistakes. He's a very young player, but you had some of the older guys, whether it's Travis or Orlando on the big holding penalty. The upperclassmen making these mistakes in the 10th game of the season.
I mean, it's you know what it is, George. It's frustrating because, like I said, some guys got to step up and make plays. We had opportunities. Guys had opportunities, and we going in and score, we get a holding call. I mean, that's unacceptable. We get a long pass, we get a holding call. That's unacceptable. I mean, those things are technique. You know what I mean? You got to play technique. You have to do your job, and if you can go 84 plays and technique sound, you okay, fine. If you physically get beat, that's the weight room. Okay. But if you don't physically get beat and it's all technique, well, that becomes to a player at that point in time. And that's the thing that get frustrated about it, because it's all technique. It's not you getting over, physically getting beat. It's just, technical stuff.
What's Orlando doing if he's getting called?
Whatever they see, he must be getting outside the pocket. Officials call holding different ways, so I can't tell you exactly. It's what they see from the sideline or from what it gets. Could be this guy, could be the sideline guy, so it depends on what they see all the time. I couldn't tell you what they see.
I don't know the last time they had it. You've had officials during practices before. They call them different.
Everybody's different in the league. You may get this one crew, and you may have a side judge calling it. You may have an umpire calling it. It just depends on which crew you get and how it goes. I mean, that's the thing that you don't know.
Obviously, the big things are gone to getting to the ACC championship game, the national championship, all that. So, what do you do to keep this team from actually losing?
We got another game. We won't lose this team. That's one thing I think everybody get a myth of about losing a team. You don't lose a team, fellas. I mean, we got some things that we did this year. We got another game left. We got senior day next week, so that's a positive. Opportunity to end on the regular season on the senior day, playing South Florida, and then get ready for a bowl game. So it's a lot of things that you still got to look forward to. A lot of people don't have chances to go to bowl games. A lot of people don't, have a chance to play at home have opportunity to win the last game at home. So it's a lot of positive things that we have still left. It ain't what we want, like anything, but it's still positive.
Randy, on one of the Stevens interceptions, it looked like it was supposed to be a slant. The receiver was kind of going down the field, maybe to run the wrong route, or I'm just trying to figure out what happened on that play. Anyone want to?
Which one you talking about?
43.
Yeah.
43-yard touchdown.
No, it was an interception, Stephen Morris interception.
The interception. I'm sorry. Okay.
I'll think about it. I'll see what comes back to my mind.
Randy, every year you guys have gotten better. You've improved your win-loss record. How important is it for you to at least match? You have to win both games to match last year's record.
It's important to win the last two games, but also it's important that you finish on a good note at home, but also win your bowl game, because that's what you start off the spring with, going on a winning note, positive, something positive. It's always big, but I think we've and George probably can tell me this. We've probably improved in November than what we normally do, probably over the last 3 years, because November was bad for us, if I'm not mistaken, when I first took over, right? The end of November, right? We're probably a little bit better than we were now. I'm asking, I don't know. With the record in November, right? So it's some things that we've improved on, and this is an opportunity for us to end on the last game of the season. But then we haven't won a bowl game also, so that's an opportunity to improve too.
I think you with the Jacory question, Randy. Was he cleared to play yesterday? I'm not saying that.
He probably could have, but we wasn't going to do it because he's not used to the timing and all those stuff. So this week, look for him probably to play this week. Because his timing back, just getting used to all the little things and nuances and stuff. So, and that's why you got to be very careful about certain things.
Now, I know he has a no contact jersey, but you never let
that was last week.
Get hit anyway, right?
No, the green jersey's for to stay away from him.
Okay.
Because sometimes you get knocked into quarterbacks and all that stuff. But when you don't have on a green jersey, you can get knocked to a quarterback. It really don't make a difference then. That was just last week. This week he won't have on a green jersey.
So you're comfortable that he could withstand stand the hit?
After last week of him moving around and running and scrambling and doing those things and having on the pads, he posts out. He may have to go to the doctor Monday or Tuesday, but he may not. And then we'll just, after that, he should be ready to go. Doctor say make sure you take him through the slow process of everything, the helmets, because putting on the helmet after for 3 weeks on something like that is difficult. Then you're putting on the shoulder pads and running around, and so it's a lot of things like that we have to be very careful of, and that's what we did last week. So now this week he should be ready to go.
And if he's ready,
Should be now. If he's ready, he's a starter like always. Yeah, yeah.
If Stephen had gotten hurt last night, would you have put in Jacory?
50-50 depends on what the doctors would have said. So
During the game?
we have doctors at the game. So
Would you like to? Stephen's done a really.
I like what Stephen has done. You know what it is? He's done a good job, because you know what it is? It shows that you have a guy that can come in and win games for you. And if some circumstance happen again, and it was good to give him all those reps, giving him to get in some tough situations and crucial situations. And I thought he did a good job. Besides when it was 24-17, they ran the perfect coverage and for the route we was running, and that was interception. And besides that, up to that point, I thought he was doing really good. So proud of him. I'm very proud of him for what he's done, and he's going to have a lot of more opportunities at the University. Might do some great things. So
Would you like to keep him flowing, keep him in the game? Even
it just depends on how it is. I can't tell you the flow of the game. It just he's going to be okay.
Freddie, does it matter what bowl you go to? I mean, in your position,
I don't get it. I really don't get involved in it, George. To be honest with you, I mean it's just like anything. You always want to go to a great opportunity for the kids because they deserve how hard they work and stuff like that. But it's not. I'll say it's up to the bowls to make those decisions on which bowl you go to and all those things. We don't make those decisions. So.
Have you ever been to El Paso, Texas?
Mm-hmm. No.
Brady, this team has improved by record over each year, 5, 7, 9. How is this? We're not the end of the season yet, but how has this team improved since last year? Is there areas?
It's scary. It's scary. I was thinking about it this morning. Record-wise, we're not better than we were. Record-wise, we have an opportunity to tie what we are record-wise, but record-wise, we're not. As far as in the conference, it's probably the first time that we've beaten Georgia Tech and North Carolina in the same year. You're thinking about that. It's the first time that we have an opportunity to probably finish second in our Coastal Division, correct? Compared to third or fourth. So we've improved in a lot of things from where we were. Do I think we're a better football team than we were last year? Yes, but our record don't show it. I think we've everybody knows that we're able to run the football. A lot of people have been asking who's our go-to receiver, and that has emerged. The go-to receivers, and everybody know that who's the tight end, and you see that Asante can be a tight end. So it's a lot of things that's positive coming back from last year, what we've done this season. So I mean, you look at the D-line play, the sack totals, the turnovers. I mean, there's a lot of things have changed since last year. So it's a lot of things that we've built on and accomplished, but it's not where we want to be at. I'm not going to sit up and tell you this is where we want to be at, but I think as far as some different things and as far as what we've been doing is a lot better. So I think that's really good to start on.
He makes catches on back.